Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
A dynamite opening that was.
Hello. Yeah, no. Our best work in a very long time. Yeah.
High energy. High energy.
Yeah.
One
It
one
is
could say
I.
Go on.
It is I.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Conor McGraw.
And
that's not right.
This is why
Welcome to Movie Dumpster.
This is why Hunter only started a solo podcast a week ago.
Yeah. It's actually been 3 weeks. And now I have a co-host.
Who's counting, Hunter? What is time?
That's true.
I cannot wait for the cavalcade of Russian porn bots to assault your show.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
Oh, yes.
Did I show you guys the comments someone left on what movie was it on Movie Dumpster's YouTube page? And he was like, he was fucking furious that the video he clicked on was a review and not the whole movie. And my thing was like, what were you doing? Like, what was your end game there? Like, oh, there it is.
Well,
was it?
I think the bigger question is, what movie was it that he was so hot to trot to see on YouTube?
I think it was something new, like Spiral or Mortal Kombat or something like that. Like it was something brand new. He thought it was just out there on YouTube.
You're gonna find it on YouTube? Are you serious?
Well, no, the weird part is that like in the title is things like the word review and discussion.
Yeah.
And the title of another show. We've had this on our show. I think it's like LXG, which is our most popular thing we've ever put out somehow. Where there's a comment that's like, "This is terrible. I expected to see the movie. 0 out of 5 stars or something."
Sir, you're from a different planet,
right? And it's clearly in broken English, so I guess that gives them some leeway. But like, I don't know. You have Google Translate. We have Google Translate here. You can use it. It should.
I can read. Yeah.
Yeah. If I can read articles that are in Russian through Google Translate, I think you can manage English. Maybe.
Everyone's hard stance on language here.
But yeah.
But yeah, he wrote like it's like 3 or 4 sentences of like fucking douchebag, blah blah blah, like called us names and just like left this little angry rant. I'm like, how adorable. Yeah. Also, he's insane.
Well, he's looking for Spiral on YouTube. He's definitely insane.
True.
I'm buying the fuck out of that Blu-ray when it comes out.
It's weird, like YouTube hasn't been a place that you can go to watch new movies for like I don't know, 13
years. Like what?
There was a period of time where I could go on YouTube and find like every Kamen Rider like series, but now I can't. It's not a thing anymore.
Like if you want something for free on YouTube, it has to be super obscure, and you can't even find it by searching YouTube. You have to search Google, and then it has to come up in the suggested YouTube,
like an unlisted video or something.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I'll type in as an example of something we've talked about previously, G Gundam episode 23. And parts 1, 2, and 3 will show up in my suggested videos on Google. But only like part 1 and part 3 will show up if you type it into YouTube, because that makes sense somehow.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But that's a common thing with people who like know how to use YouTube well. I have never been like, I need to watch, I don't know, Justice League on YouTube, and I type in Justice League expecting it to come up. It's never happened. Not in this decade, or the last.
Watch every episode of Friends on YouTube.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't a lot of the people who would do stuff like that hiding it in what is it? The one PornTube? YouTube? It's what I can't remember.
Are you telling me you don't know what Pornhub is?
Yeah, do you not know what Pornhub is?
No, that's it. I couldn't remember. I knew that I had read about people like basically,
don't speak the old words to me.
there are people that do that. It's more. Yeah. It seems to be common with sports. Yeah. My favorite being the video titled Germany fucking England.
Yes.
Yeah, which is from the World Series or the World Cup or whatever.
I know. Well, those are two very different sports. I know Twitch streamers have gotten around like streaming current like MMA fights by just being on screen and acting like they're playing the game, and that's how they've gotten around it. Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's pretty great.
I wish like you could just go on YouTube and find new movies. Like, oh, I miss that level of scumbaggery. It's just like,
well,
people just go into theaters.
If you look hard enough, there is, but they're probably not movies you'd want to watch.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all snuff films.
Yep, snuff films.
YouTube
allows you with them.
It's just snuff films and then the rest of YouTube.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. Well, there are free movies that are like real movies, but like it's the same stuff that they have on Tubi and other free services.
Oh yeah.
But occasionally you go on there and you go to the movie section. It's like The Terminator is on there for free with virtually no ads. So like, I mean, that's cool if you're not like me and you don't own The Terminator like 15 different ways.
There's a great anime distributor that puts all of their like anime on YouTube called Nozomi Entertainment. And like I watch every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I want to watch like Irresponsible Captain Tyler, and I'll go on there and they have the entire dub on there. Like it's awesome.
Excuse me?
What?
Yeah. So
no, name that show again, please.
Yeah.
It's called the Irresponsible Captain Tyler. Okay. And I want you to take on guess what it's about.
It's about a captain who's irresponsible.
Yes, it is.
Tyler?
A very reliable captain.
It's about a man who is so lazy he joined the army because he thought it would give him a like simple life.
Perfection.
It's amazing. It's really good.
Perfect.
There's no subject anime won't make a show out of.
Yeah. It's so good.
Of course. Yeah.
Back to the subject real quick of the movies that are free on YouTube, and you said they're Tubi level variety, Arlen. I like the idea of incepting that, where you would record you watching that movie on Tubi and then post it on YouTube.
You just got your controller in your hand.
HD Tubi rip.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god! With all of those horrible ads.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? So I've been using Peacock. Really, just once. I used Peacock once.
I used Peacock.
You used the cock. Yeah.
I used the cock because I needed to watch Traffic, which is kind of a setup for an episode of Lost Horror coming out soon.
The Steven Soderbergh movie, or the one about
we were doing a Soderbergh episode because he has a new movie coming out. No Sudden Moves.
Yep, one with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah. So we were like, well, let's do some Soderbergh stuff. So I had to open up the cock for that. And it's the best ad experience I've had on there because they put all the ads at the very beginning. But their ads are different definition than the rest of the movie. Usually they look like they were recorded on VHS a lot of the time. I don't even know how they...
None of this surprises me.
But they run at a different frame rate. They're louder. I had to turn the volume down a couple times when I watched stuff on the cock. I think that's the reason I didn't get around to watching that show Debris. Because that's where I was watching it. And the ads were insufferable. And they would come in the middle of a scene. So that British girl would be talking about how her dad is dead, and an ad would cut in halfway through.
Oh, hell yeah.
You must have something odd with your version of because I've watched Debris on Hulu. That's why I don't fuck around with the cock. So
yeah,
and I don't fuck around with the cock.
The only thing I know about Peacock as far as like its interface goes is everyone who has like the new WWE network built into it, they're like, yeah, it's the fucking worst.
Yeah. No, it's a
Can't
bad
you not rewind? Can you not rewind?
I don't. As of the last time I checked, you could not rewind, you could not seek, you could not search, and a few other like basic streaming options just weren't there.
Yeah, you can't really do that. You can't. You can pause, and the pause. I guess what happens when you pause, there will be a print ad or something, because they got to get that money. But yeah, I've never tried to rewind. No, I have, and then it crashed the app. I was lying there for a second.
See, this is why I think Tubi is secretly the greatest streaming app, because it's free and like and you can rewind.
Exactly.
And it works.
Is free and like the ads are like, they're not bad, they're not great either. They're fairly like, I don't know, non-consequential is maybe the best word I would use to describe them.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get ones that aren't in English.
Yeah,
that's
they got to make that money.
Come to Tubi, where you can rewind, unlike other streaming services.
Also, we're free.
Yeah.
You
want to watch them?
Please judge us by the perks, not the library. All right, it's just mostly smut.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch a movie called The Mayflower 2?
Oh, God.
God damn it.
I'm pretty sure like
it's pretty good.
Yeah, Asylum kind of lives on there, but so does Full Moon. So,
okay.
Well, not their selection is not the best.
Well, the thing with they have every cartoon ever, and like that's something, I guess.
And that's something for a giant man child.
You can also just like grab. You can also scroll to a genre and just hold right, and it's like thousands of movies.
Yeah,
like, Forever. It's ridiculous. I have no idea how like vast their library actually is. But I've never gotten to the end of a.
Well,
how do they make money?
Tubi, they must have something. They're probably owned by somebody big too. Like they're owned by, I can never remember their name, but they own a bunch of stuff and they have a lot of money. Yahoo and AOL. Oracle, I think, was their name for a while.
Owns Tubi.
Oh
no!
This checks out.
We're giving money to Fox.
As of January, monthly active.
Users. Yo, Crackle fucking sucks.
Crackle's the worst.
Well, terrible app. And then what's the other one? Pluto. That one's not good either. Pluto's real bad. I don't like it. I get the channel interface thing is cool, but
my stepfather uses Pluto and it's really bad. Like I don't know why he does it. He's like, it's free.
What's even on Pluto?
Weird shit.
Well,
yeah, it has an IGN channel for some reason.
For a while, you could watch Mission Science Theater and nonstop stream all day, every day. But it was like it was the oldest of the available episodes. Like it was some of the stuff that is like slightly unwatchable now because of how fucking old it is.
So the stuff that was on like public access.
Yes, they have KTMA episodes and like season 1. And they used to have like New Japan Pro Wrestling and a couple other things like that. But like outside of that, it's just it's lots of junk.
It is. It's also, I believe, for a while they had a Columbo channel.
What?
They did, but they have a lot of stuff like that. Like they had a classic Doctor Who channel also. Because they were the only ones other than the BBC to get rights to classic Doctor Who in America. They have a lot of weird stuff like that. But again, tons of ads. Just loaded with ads. So,
weird.
I don't know.
I'm surprised that they had Doctor Who, being that BBC has their own app as well. So you would think they would be like, nope, that's ours.
Nope. Yeah. In conclusion, Tubi is the greatest,
the best streaming service.
Best streaming service.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Can you watch Samurai Troopers on Hulu? I don't think you can.
You know what?
That's irrefutable.
Yep. It has Monster Rancher. Just saying.
Although I do enjoy the Roku channel built into Roku's. You can't search for anything. Because why the fuck would you need to search for anything?
No. Why would you do that? You don't have to.
Why would you need to search for the most dangerous game?
Oh God. Yeah, have you watched any of the stuff that was on Quibi that is now on the Roku channel?
No, I don't want to catch anything.
I haven't given it a shot. I guess that stuff has gotten far more viewership since moving to Roku.
That makes sense. But I'm curious how they re-edited it, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Can you imagine, like, your life is such as it is, where someone asks you to edit a show into 10-minute chunks and flip it all vertically for fucking cell phones, and then comes back and goes, okay, now put it all back together.
So I'm glad you asked this question, Eric. So back before Quibi officially debuted, I guess that would be the word for it. Jeffrey Katzenberg was at not E3. What's the tech version of E3 that I can't remember?
I know what you're talking.
CES.
Yes, he was at CES, and they were showing off Quibi on phones.
Why?
Because they patented software that will automatically switch the video from vertical to horizontal. Because they were shooting everything in both formats. They were shooting it, I assume, like with some sort of full frame camera, so that they could do both. They would crop in later, and so when you were using Quibi, I never actually used it, despite having 9 months of it for free through various means.
I'm going to stick it to them.
If by various means you mean them saying, "Hey, here's another 3 months. Please just watch something."
Please. Yeah, T-Mobile gave out, I think, altogether a year of free Quibi by the time all said and done.
Jesus.
What the fuck? Never watched. Why don't you get on that? Stop sending me messages, please.
Yes. But I believe that if I had opened the Quibi app and tried to use it, if I had rotated it, it would have gone to the normal way that you watch things. So I don't think it's a problem. I do wonder what happens to all the vertical versions of those videos. Are they thrown away? Are they used for Instagram ads?
They don't actually. They both exist, so it's a kind of the Schrodinger's cat thing. And from my understanding, all they'd have to do is turn all the equipment sideways when they're editing, so it would end up going into the horizontal view. So
right.
Yeah,
well, so even better question: was the video only saved in the full frame that I was speaking of? That included,
most likely.
Yeah, probably.
And then they jiggered it afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, so they just cropped it. This is something I need to look up later. Are there like Quibi stands who are rewatching on Roku?
They're like, I need to really watch that.
Who are like,
we have to support this content.
No, but they're like, this is not the way that I saw it on Quibi. This is not the way that it looked originally. And are we going to have people demanding to have the full frame version of Quibi shows? Oh my God.
The idea of somebody being super into like Quibi is like, this is not the true Quibi experience.
Release the Quibi cuts.
God.
Release the Quibi cuts.
Really put it out in 4:3 to satisfy Jeffrey Katzenberg's creative vision. Oh my god.
When he gets done drinking an entire gallon of pork juice, he can watch it in regular 4:3. Ugh.
Speaking of DC,
some
shit's been happening.
Oh, do we want to address the various things going on there?
Well, Batman doesn't go down on women.
Oh, he doesn't.
I'm not sick of this line of joking whatsoever.
Well, it's still funny because these people still look fucking stupid.
They do still look stupid. I do like all the people that have used it as an excuse to bring attention to themselves. Like that artist who had his dad's art of Nightcrawler going down on Storm. Did anybody else hear about
Burn? Yeah, that was Burn, if I remember correctly.
That was great. I'm happy for him that he was able to get some attention from that. Good for him and everybody else who made some joy out of this. But like people at Warner Brothers who can't stop shooting themselves in the fucking foot. Like they keep stepping on the rake. I don't understand.
there's rakes in every hallway now at this point. Like you can't go anywhere in Warner Brothers without running into a rake.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? Just say that this is a character for children. I might disagree. I might say, not really. But just say the thing that's normal. And don't come up with this excuse, well, that's not what heroes do. So you can immediately get dunked on by everybody who points out that, like, Deadpool has gone down on, like, 15,000 women.
Also, like, what a fucking weird thought to have and be like, only bad guys do oral sex. Like, where are you fucking from?
Are you the corporate old man that we've made jokes of on this show and in the movie Dumpster Cannon, the man from 1910 who thinks that sex is bad? Like, what are you? What century are you in? I don't understand. Just
I can't even. I didn't. No, never mind.
No, say it.
No, I didn't even have a fully formed thought. But no,
I don't understand. Like the phrase "that's not what heroes do" is like, what is going on in this man's personal life?
Listen, Batman only goes down on Robin. That's the only person he goes down. He's not gonna eat some fucking woman's quim.
Honestly, if he had said that, nobody would have batted an eye. They would have like, yeah.
His wife left him for a fucking firefighter.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
What has he got that I don't?
It's not quite on the same level, but it is almost a Ben Shapiro level self-own.
Yes.
Walk into a wall of spears.
Exactly. Oh God.
Just one question, Benjamin.
But
go ahead, Hunter.
It's just like how embarrassed is everybody involved right now? Like they just open Twitter and everybody's dunking on you.
Well, also, it was coming from like literally every end of the spectrum. Like all the creators got involved. Like actors spoke up. I think Val Kilmer just tweeted out, "Yeah, they do." Like everyone got in on it, and then DC released that one statement where it's like, "Oh," and they were all jokey. I'm like, I don't know who this is coming from, but like from my understanding, you were complicit in the original decision here.
Heroes don't do that because that's where P comes from.
Only the Joker can do oral sex.
He's filthy.
That's a thing I said to another human being.
He gets makeup all over it.
Captain America definitely eats ass, though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
we discussed this.
Yeah,
he would he would dive into a pit of mud.
Exactly. Yeah. But in stuff that
Steve would do it in the grossest possible situation. He would be there.
Peggy saying, "Steve, could you please stop referring to it as mudding?"
He's like, this is like fondue. She's like, no, stop talking.
No.
I'm pretty sure he'd be down for the entire Wonder Woman body swapping thing. He's like, I don't care. Fuck this guy.
Literally.
Yeah. But as far as things that were happening that weren't just really dumb, we got to look at the Shazam costumes, and yes,
yeah,
I'm down. Another Shazam movie.
Yeah, they look cool. Yeah, I can't wait. For some reason, I wasn't sure if the Shazam family was going to be in this one. I have no idea why I thought that they wouldn't be. But
we all got powers. That's good shit.
Well, because one of them's a woman, right? Is that why?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, yeah, that's part of it. You know, it was unrealistic at the end of the last one that those women were able to do anything.
Just they were flying and punching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Fighting the Great Jagras. What are they doing?
Just impossibility all over the place.
But yeah, outside of that, it's just there's not really news, but it's
good.
Pretty. Also, Shazam is like the only DC movie going right now that's untainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It's their sweet, innocent little child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
It is one of the only DC movies that I can say I'm unapologetically excited to see because I really love the first one. So yeah.
First one's very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Better with rewatch actually. I was So
it's also kind of scary at times.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Oh, it's dark as fuck.
They made it really creepy. I haven't loved everything that director has done up until that one, but he's good at scares. He's very good at creepy ambiance and stuff, and he made CG creatures really creepy, which is hard. It's very very hard to do that. So yeah.
He went out of his way to film them murdering a boardroom.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it's not just that, it's the presentation. Like, I've seen horror movies recently with big CG monsters that weren't scary at all, or even threatening, because it's just very hard to engage with CG. I think partially because we all know the difference now. We're all pretty eagle-eyed about that. But these creatures, I knew they were CG, but they still really freaked me out in places. So that's an achievement. Yeah.
I'm just envisioning Arlen in a onesie and just like shivering and chewing on his nails because he's scared of the CG monsters.
I will come in there and make you eat the sauce.
Arlen. The CG monsters are here again.
Arlen, did you know that Flash movie is actually getting made now?
No, it
isn't. It's a lie.
I refuse to believe those. That's not Photoshop.
So, on one hand, I refuse to believe this movie is happening. On the other hand, the girl who they cast as Supergirl looks good in that suit.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah. Looks like an interesting design. It's the same basic concept as the MOS suit. If you zoom in, I think that's the house of not L, whatever Kara's house is. So yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
I think the Michael Keaton photos are where you're like, there it is, it's real.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's still too early to tell what's even going to come of this because it's taken freaking forever for this movie to actually start doing anything.
I just hope that Ezra Miller didn't choke anyone on set. That's all I care about.
COVID happened, so it kind of distracted everyone from that. But I still feel like there's context to that.
There's definitely context.
Yeah. Like I know I had read something they were talking with the bartender at the restaurant / bar that he was at, and apparently the group of people that were the one person that was getting choked, but apparently they'd been harassing him the whole night. And he just lost his shit at one point. So
I get that.
That's it. You get a choke slam.
Exactly. You had it coming, lady.
Like, she turns around. He's like, I'm going to get him again. The Undertaker's gong goes off.
Suddenly she's on top of a steel cage.
The lights went out. We're outside.
Breaking glass place.
Why is there a grave here?
Ezra Miller teleports behind her.
So, I do want to talk about the Shang-Chi trailer because, like, man, looks so good. Like, I'm excited to see a Marvel movie in theaters again. Like, fucking up.
Excuse me, Black Widow.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, you shut up.
Wow.
I don't.
Wow.
Here's the thing. It looks good. I love Black Widow. I'm glad it's happening. I'm just like, man, I don't really care all that much.
No, I get that. And you were never like a theater person before this.
No, I'm very much
you,
not.
People.
Yeah, I gotta leave my house. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Black Widow though. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna like.
No, I have fucking IMAX tickets all fucking ready. I am there. First Friday that it's out, I'm in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're gonna get $45 out of me because I'm gonna get it on Disney Plus because my wife wants to see it, but she doesn't want to go to the theaters, and I don't blame her. So
I get it. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. How much money?
$30.
Oh, I think you said 45. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, no,
because Disney Plus is the worst.
And then 15 for the ticket, most likely, to the theater.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
God,
that checks out. Yeah.
I can't believe that experiment hasn't been deemed like, hey, what? Maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, especially the fact that like the window for it to show up on Disney Plus is what, like a month, maybe 2 at most.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really thought that they would go down from that price, but there must be something in the metrics.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand it. Like, I would have at least included that cost in the subscription.
Yeah.
Which isn't. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's at least more reasonable because a lot of services are still doing the $20 you can watch a movie new for streaming. And that's pretty standard, but the $30 on top of a subscription is pretty insane.
Even just do something like, hey, here's your basic subscription cost, and then if you want to pay this additional amount of money, you get this many credits to be able to watch something from this list, and if you pay more, you can get more credits. So you can be like, you don't have to do, oh, well, this movie's out, so I have to get it. It can just be like, oh, no, I'll just wait until this comes available, and then I'll do that. And who knows, maybe they won't even continue to do this once COVID calms down some.
Yeah, probably. There's a chance of that.
Yeah.
I do think that for animated stuff, they might still do some.
Oh, yeah.
Although with animation stuff, they really haven't been doing this. Raya was kind of an exception. Because that movie with the like Merboy,
that's free.
I think that's free. I think
it is.
I think we could all watch it right now.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
There's a new Pixar movie that's up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's about a mermaid boy who. No, that's not about a mermaid boy. That's about Jamie Foxx as a ghost.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. I watched that movie. Yeah.
What a weird place for Pixar to be, to have a movie come out and just be free and not talked about.
Well, their last 3 have been.
Yeah.
Because it was what was it? Onward? That was a Pixar film, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah. And then Soul, and then this one.
It's weird to me because like I somehow fell off of Pixar after Toy Story 3. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I did too.
It's natural.
But I was so accustomed to like the next Pixar movie that like when they started coming out like 4 or 5 like in a year, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, it barely feels special anymore.
Well, that's about the time that the equality apparently started to go down, so that checks out.
I also feel like that's around the time that MCU really started to pick up steam.
Yes.
And that kind of just knocked anything outside of like mainstream Disney off the map for them pretty much.
Yeah. Also, like just regular Disney animation also started, like a lot of things just changed. Stuff shifted, or I think movie taste in general sort of started to shift after that a little bit. If you weren't a parent, you weren't still watching Pixar at that point.
I haven't seen a Pixar movie. Like Soul was the first one I watched since like on my own, at least since like Toy Story 3, like Connor.
Yeah, I think I watched Toy Story 4, but only because other Eric said it was good. I think something like that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have even seen it otherwise. If he
That
hadn't
doesn't
shared.
sound like it was based on the way you're talking.
Yeah.
No, it is actually fairly good. I enjoyed it more than I expected to enjoy Toy Story 4, because after Toy Story 3, what's the point? I
Yeah, it
don't
doesn't make any sense.
Because
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, but like watching, I was like, "Oh, this is good." If you think of it as like this is the movie where they give Bo Peep a character, like
Finally.
it's good for that reason, because yeah, they give her a backstory and a perspective, which is inaccurate because of course Bo Peep is a woman, and that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense for them.
Wait a
She's kind of the
minute.
hero of the movie, and that doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying, because women can't do anything.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And especially not fake women.
Yeah,
I really love the
especially
idea
that.
of I love the idea of somebody stumbling upon this show and not knowing that this is a bit.
Well,
These
it's
guys are
good that you
fucking
pointed
dicks.
it out.
These fucking assholes keep saying women can't do anything.
Oh, there. I'm sure there's at least one person who is convinced we are fucking incel, fucking dweeb.
Yes.
So yeah. And if they're still listening, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate
Suckers.
it.
What fools you are. We got your time. You'd never get that back.
Exactly.
Tubi.
That trailer's fucking dope. And
Yes.
big fuck. It's really colorful. It was mostly longer than I thought it was going to be. They kept showing cool
Mhm.
shit. And then Abomination popped up, and I was like, "Oh, what?"
It's fucking rad. It's so cool.
Well, that was, I don't know what site it was I'd seen was talking about this. Something that was, one of the various gossip / very fake comic news sites, most likely. But they were trying to say that the person fighting Abomination was Wong.
I've seen
No,
that
but
too.
it is a magician.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because people are idiots and they need everything to be connected at all times.
Let traffic.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why would Wong fight the Abomination?
I don't know.
Hunter, stop asking me to fight. To talk for the stupid. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
No, do it. Do it though.
I already have to put up with them on a daily basis.
Yeah, true. Same.
I also saw someone make a remark like, "Oh, this is because the multiverse of madness." I'm like, Abomination existed in the MCU before, you fucking.
He's still alive.
You dolts, like.
Yeah. Weren't they going to try and fix him in Incredible Hulk?
There's Abomination. There's Abomination post-crisis. Shut up.
I hope they bring in the leader, because that one dude was supposed to turn into him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's there serving drinks, like, man.
Yeah, exactly. Giant green head. Yeah. Nah. But no, Shang-Chi, like, I'm glad they kind of spell things out for people who aren't aware of like who the Mandarin really is and all that. Like, where they're like, yeah, the 10 rings are these things, and I'm glad it's not stupid alien rings. Or
I
at least
love
the ones that you wear on your fingers.
I love how that's represented. Is like they're just like armbands that like shoot out. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's some Kung Fu Hustle shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Very excited.
And there's clearly like a struggle for control over them, some sort of quest to learn how to control them, which is a cool basic story.
Shang-Chi's birthright is essentially what they're saying. Yeah, because a few things in the trailer definitely made it seem like, the Mandarin was just like, well, these were supposed to be yours, but you turned your back and blah blah. So
right,
yeah,
but you moved out.
Yeah, you've had a life.
Right, you did things, whatever that means.
You think you would just come home and take this?
not to U-turn too abruptly.
The prodigal son returns.
On the Abomination thing, I feel like that was a very bold decision of them to end a trailer like that. It shows a level of confidence from Marvel that they can just drop Abomination at the very end of a trailer and just be like, yeah, that's Abomination, and you're clearly gonna know who that is, almost immediately, which is very cool.
I mean, looking at the design of him, like outside of him getting his little ear things, whatever you want to call them, like the ear fins, like it looks pretty much the same as the design from the Incredible Hulk movie. So
I mean, there's continuity there. I did look at it with the whole slowed down thing, which I showed to everybody in one of our chats. He's a little bit more reptile-ish, but like I didn't think that his original design was that far off. It just didn't have like the defining features that I associate with the Abomination. He just looks a little bit more like the Abomination now.
Also, some time has passed, and I see you. Some time has passed, and like he's probably been mutated or something. Like we haven't seen anything happen.
Good point.
Or you don't need, or there doesn't need to be an explanation. It's just how it is. That's just how he looks. Like in comics, they would sometimes explain things, but sometimes they would just be different, and nobody would say shit. Nobody would bring it up. They would just be like, business as usual, which again, I'm down for. Completely fine with not having to throw in like a fucking one-liner about how he got injected with fish DNA or something like that. Like, we don't need
what? Wait, what? Hold on.
To explain where he gets the ear fins from.
Right.
Oh, that he gets fish DNA injected inside of him?
I don't. Who knows? I mean, there are all kinds of things. I'm sure that there have been other movies where they've done that, where it's like, he touched a squirrel once.
Squirm. Okay.
Like that.
So you're saying you're not good at creative writing. Got it.
Sure. Yeah. This is the story of the writer of Fan Four Stick, right?
Yes. He touched a squirrel. He touched a squirrel and
get out of here, Josh Trank. Take out that fake mustache.
Go on, get
out of here.
He looks.
Weed and your dogs with you.
He looks great, and I kind of hope he's in there for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm sure this is our transition into him being in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might not be a lot of time spent on him. I do think it will be more than 30 seconds, but I think it is more like, well, this is set up for She-Hulk. We know he's going to be there. We might as well give you a little bit of backstory, because I'm sure they'll explain a little.
Give us a little Obama action.
Yeah.
Obama. I also saw something that I guess there's a little conversation about, like, how the Incredible Hulk takes place in a different universe in the MCU, and I was like, that's also not a thing.
No, that's not true at all.
I came across on Instagram, a bunch of people were talking about it. I'm like, is this a thing? That sounds fucking stupid.
It's not real.
Well, I understand where that comes from. Like, when you watch it, you get the feeling that it's not entirely canon.
Yeah, but Tony Stark shows up. Like,
he's there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he didn't, but you get the feeling that like that was a last minute addition.
Well, it obviously is, but that doesn't turn it into non-canonical. Like
I know
that seems asinine to actually believe that in one way or another.
Sure. Yeah.
It's also the internet, and people believe anything that, like Ben Affleck being Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The internet is full of a lot of dumb shit. I don't know if we've talked about that before. I don't know if
No.
Wait a minute.
Really? Are you serious?
There's
no way, dude.
You mean to tell me?
We got this covered as dishonest.
No.
I need to go back to the trusted news source of We Got This Covered or Screen Rant.
Honestly.
Or superhero hype.
Oh.
No,
in the comics.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Comics Book, whatever the fuck that website is. That looks just We Got This Covered and has like a slightly different color palette.
Oh, yeah. Cosmic Book News?
Yeah,
whatever.
there we go.
Yeah, they're the ones they were the ones I remember reading years and years ago that the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was going to have the Terrordrome in it, and
what?
I forget what else, but yeah, they had this like we heard from a leak, and it was just this list of like, oh, so you just want the cartoon is what you want. That's what you're saying.
Can you imagine the Technodrome in that tone of that movie? Like, it's a super dark and brooding kind of contemplative action kids movie, and then a giant techie fucking tank sphere shows up with a fucking eyeball.
Yeah, it sounds like how the internet works out in Las Vegas. The giant eyeball of Sammy Davis standing on top of it.
Just this fucking crude piece of metal.
Yeah, it's built out of old slot machines and condoms. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I hate that style of internet writing where it's just a person writing their own fan theory as if it's actual news and sourcing it based off of like an article from 2015. It's very annoying clickbait bullshit.
And the people who actually fall for it too. That's the thing that always shocks me is like it in the comic group, the Omnibus Collector group, like there's a lot of people that post a lot of stupid shit sometimes, and it's like, do you have no reading comprehension abilities?
Are you 12?
Well, I feel like whenever I see like those collections of like real and blatantly fake movie posters advertising sequels that are definitely not happening in the next year. It always drive me insane for some reason because people are like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Well, that and just like, oh well, when this person eventually shows up the MCU, this is what they'll look like, and of course it's Boss Logic, and it's just
and then people post as a news story.
Yeah,
they will put in the title this sneak peek of this person in the Marvels, and again, like you just said, it's just Boss Logic. It's not. It's art. It's not meant to be taken as a, but like, and reputable sites will do this. Sites that I would consider high quality will do this, not just the fucking filler bullshit. And it's like, oh, I want to regard you as a good place to get news, but like when you're pulling this bullshit, I don't know how to feel about you as a company.
Well, who's done this? Like, has Slash Film done this before? Because I don't know if
I don't know. Slash Film has posted the Boss Logic posters, but they're pretty good about like.
But they'll say like, "Hey, check out this." Yeah, that'll be in their
like
in their superhero stuff section, and it'll just be like, "Hey, check out this new thing from Boss Logic." Like that's it. It's not like look at what Black Bolt is going to look like in the MCU by Boss Logic. Like it just no. They're for me at least, I've never seen them report on anything false, and if they have, they've come back and corrected it pretty quickly.
Yeah, Slash Film's pretty good about that. I've seen Collider do it both ways, which has made me feel
dirty,
difficult things about Collider, which is a site that I very much, have enjoyed for many years, and I've liked a lot of their coverage of stuff, but like that did not make me feel good.
Bunch of toxic ass websites. Speaking of toxic, there's a Toxic Avenger reboot coming out.
There is.
Is there? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is the Flash movie to me. I'm like, that's not happening. It's not fucking real. Nobody would do this.
I mean,
why do we?
Elijah Wood.
So,
Who is clamoring for the Toxic Avenger reboot?
Elijah Wood, probably.
Probably.
Peter Dinklage.
Never mind. Answer my own question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
they both saw each other at a coffee shop with Toxie shirts on. They're like,
oh god.
Connor, you don't know how accurate that probably is. Like, I guarantee it happened exactly that way. I mean,
Elijah, I see you're a fan as well.
That's a great Peter Dinklage, honestly. That is a pretty good Peter Dinklage.
But yeah, I saw this news a bit ago, and I was like, this can't be real. I'm just going to pass on it. And then it apparently is still making the rounds. So, yay for Floyd, I guess.
Why? I'm glad Floyd Coffin's getting paid. I'm glad he's getting the paycheck.
Floyd Coffin?
Floyd Coffin.
Thank you.
Lloyd Coffin. I know what I meant to say.
It's a time to be Lloyd right now. You know, he's getting. I think he cameoed in both of the Guardians, and why not? Good for him. Yeah. Get that checked.
Yeah,
okay, John. Okay, no, John, we're not talking about that.
Oh,
somebody
Jesus
just
Christ.
posted. We're not
No.
discussing that. No, we're not doing
Never. Absolutely not.
But yeah, Toxic Avenger signing Elijah Wood is like, of course it's Elijah Wood, because Elijah Wood has the weirdest fucking taste of anybody in the fucking business.
That's the thing. I feel like he's just a giant trash monster and just fell into the Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah.
And now he just has all this money, so he can be like, "Yeah, I'll do that. I don't care. Do you want some
He's
money
actually.
for it?"
I listened to an interview with him, and he's actually like a huge horror fan. Like he just this is what he's super into. Like,
well,
he is, but he has the strangest taste that I could possibly.
He does. He definitely does.
He remade Maniac.
Yes,
I was gonna say,
and it's actually. Have you seen it? It's actually good.
I've heard that it's actually very good. I mean, I've even heard the people who made the original Maniac say that they like that one. So, like, yeah, like, I'm not surprised. And he's done good stuff. He did that movie Grand Piano, I think, which is actually really good. That's a Damien Chazelle movie.
Oh,
he wrote that.
He was also in that. It was a movie released on Netflix. It's what is it? It's something like "I Just Don't Feel Right in This World Anymore" or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
which is the same director as this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, then I might be very interested in this if that ends up feeling as weird as that movie did.
Yeah, that's a fucking bonkers ass movie. Have we all seen I'm a Stranger in This World?
No.
Or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange movie about a woman whose like laptop gets stolen or something like that, or her house
honestly,
gets broken into.
I don't remember exactly. I just remember it involves trying to find a murderer at some point.
Yeah, it devolves into like a light Lynchian like quest to find her stuff, and it's the main character is played by the woman who played Rose on 2.5 Men, and it's a really good performance, especially if you only know her from that and the Peter Jackson movie, Innocent Things, something, the one with Kate Winslet. If you only know her from those things, she's really good in that movie. But yeah, like it's her, and then Elijah Wood playing like this
creepy scumbag neighbor.
Yeah, the creepy scumbag neighbor who's like, yeah, I know how to like knife fight and I know karate. He's very good in it.
Yeah. He was also
so I hate him is what you're telling me.
Yeah, probably.
He was also in I think the movie was called like Daddy's Home or something like that. And
yes,
he's with a man that might or might not be his estranged father, and some sort of weird hijinks go down, like horror hijinks of some sort. It just that's why I continue to believe like he's just a trash monster.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, he likes weird shit. I mean, we talked about this.
Here's what it is. He goes home, unzips his face, and then Joe from Movie Dumpster steps out.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Probably not far off.
Yeah.
I guarantee they own the same VHSs. Like if they brought their collections together and they were like, "Oh, do you got that one? Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, I got that one." Like it would be almost the exact same movies. And then they would bring their VHS tapes out and they would record copies for each other. That's their way of bonding and becoming best friends.
I mean, that would probably explain why he jumped at playing Kevin in Sin City. Playing the guy who decapitates hookers and eats their bodies.
Right. Yes.
Maybe Elijah Wood's been telling us something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, or
Elijah really sunk into this role. Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah. You want to come over? You got a wife?
Oh God, no! I was warned. Have a good day.
Yeah. I'll probably watch this. I don't know. I check out anything Elijah Wood does now. If he's in it, I'm like, okay, that's at least going to be fascinating. So,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, me saying he's a trash monster doesn't detract from he's a good actor. So, like, even if he's in something that, like, oh God, why is this getting made? It's like, well, at least he'll be really good in it.
Yeah. Well, and even beyond that, like, anything Spectravision does, I'm fucking in for. It was a good decision for them to just axe the Lovecraft verse that they were doing the moment that they learned things. Remember with
yeah, with Richard Stanley. I didn't realize they had completely axed it. Okay. That makes sense.
I assume they axed it. They might be reconfiguring. They could. I mean, it's not too late to just be like, well, let's just get other directors to do it.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard any news about it.
It's just, God, I mean, that's something I don't think we really talked about on here. Like, man, what a great comeback for Richard Stanley. Oh, no.
Oh, how badly he fucked it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like neither Lovecraft verse that's like going on right now is any good, because there's that Castle Freak remake that, like, instead of being a Castle Freak remake, works as like a backdoor pilot to like a terrible Lovecraft cinematic universe. It ends like with a full-on Shoggoth like in the sky and people turning into fucking squid, and I'm like, this is not also this is all terrible.
Yeah, it looked bad from the trailer, and like,
and was it at least in? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say there are people doing like good Lovecraftian stuff. It's just like very, very little of it is on the same level and at like a decent budget where they can support the content going on. So yeah, like that movie looked really expensive, the one that's on Shudder. But it
Color Out of Space.
Castle Freak, the remake, specifically. And especially compared to the original Castle Freak, which has none of that stuff in it. It has
none of that stuff in it.
None of that is there.
Full Moon Entertainment movie, of course.
Yeah, and it's got Jeffrey Combs. It takes place entirely in dim lit hallways.
Yeah, and the Castle Freak in question looks like a really bad toy. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I remember Full Moon Entertainment, all the video covers, and they all kind of blend together with the exception of Robot
I've got
Jox, the best movie ever.
Yes, Robot Jox rules. Achilles, I have already killed you. The new one is like, first of all, it's an adaptation of The Outsider, which is one of my favorite Lovecraft stories. And then, so right there, I'm like, I'm offended because you have butchered this fucking story. And then the movie is just terrible. And there's a character introduced who is like the Lovecraft guy, who sits there and he's like, oh, wow, this book on cults. Oh, my God, that is a Shoggoth. Oh, my God, that is Cthulhu. I'm like, you need to go away.
Yeah, end it. End it immediately. Don't watch this movie. Watch
Underwater.
What? Yeah, sure. Watch. There's this movie on Netflix. I want to say it's called Block Island Sound. It takes place in Hunter's neck of the woods, broadly.
Oh, no.
Hunter's like, please don't watch it. You will be disappointed in what you find.
Oh no.
But and it's yeah.
No, go ahead.
It's about this family that's being targeted by things that are happening. And it deals with some Lovecraftian.
What is this called?
Block Island Sound. Yeah, and it's got like a heavy, high strangeness vibe, and I would recommend it. I think it's worth checking out. It's not a perfect movie, but I was very surprised by what I saw. So
it's something that's popped up a few times when I've been scrolling through Netflix. But the two things are, one, that confirms that Hunter is just a giant penguin, and two, that all of the Cthulhu mythos is just based around Oxycontin.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we all
whatever other opioid.
We all knew.
No, the reason why I said Underwater is because that movie is the best secret Cthulhu movie
that's what I've heard. I heard it creeps up on you, and you're like, "Are you doing this?"
Well, that's the thing. You don't really get that impression until they just full on do it at the end. Like I mean, it's already been ruined, but yeah, you should really watch that movie. It's actually quite good.
I keep eyeballing it like, man, people telling me this is good, and I keep saying I'll get to it later.
Just fucking stop doing that and just watch it.
Yeah,
just stop.
In my case,
that's the easiest way.
In my case, I'm actually a coward. And it looks like it might scare me too much.
Might make me go pee-pee, so I'm not going to do it.
That's been my problem, because it looks good.
It is.
I'm still in the I don't want to see TJ Miller's face ever again mode, but I assume that's helped by certain things that probably
the way I look at it is it's not like he's making money off of you watching this movie however you see it, which I think it's on HBO Max at this point. I think
it is. Yeah.
Well, he's not making any money off of it. Who gives a fuck?
Sure. I just don't like seeing his face. I just don't like seeing his face. So. But as I said, I am a coward. But I will watch it at some
point. So I just had one more thought about this Toxic Avenger remake. Like, is this going to be in theaters?
Yes.
Is this a major release?
No.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be in theaters.
Fuck? Like, have these people seen the original Toxic Avenger movies?
So, have they seen any Troma films?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Have you seen Sergeant Kabuki Man? Like,
exactly.
I do feel like it's going for. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more because I didn't really look into the story of how it's being produced. I don't know who's actually making it. I assume with the names attached, it's gonna be more like the stuff that Elijah Wood tends to do. A lot of his stuff, it goes to festivals and it gets good reviews, and if it gets those good reviews, it goes to streaming. So that was my assumption, but I don't actually know. So, see.
I'm waiting for the remake of Class of Nukem High with Michael Fassbender in it.
Wait, I'd watch that.
I would too, actually.
I think everybody would watch that.
Or Surf Nazis Must Die, starring Richard Brake.
Yes, yeah, Richard Grieco. He brought him back.
Oh my god! I said Richard Brake, I said Brake, not Grieco. I forgot Grieco was alive.
I know. I think he did too.
But yeah, it's just very confusing because the original movies are just like filthy and full of mostly bad, irreverent humor.
Yes. It looks like Troma is producing this one. They are the producers on this one.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But it is Macon Blair, so I do think that they're gonna go for like a festival thing. Yeah, if I had to guess, because Macon Blair is known in those festival circles and whatnot, and Macon Blair's done. He hasn't just done that movie. What was the other one? He did well, he's in Green Room and Blue Ruin. If it's the person that I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he's the star of Blue Ruin. Yes, he's the star of Blue Ruin. Yes.
Well, those are both quality movies, so.
Yeah. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's in all of the stuff from the director of Green Room. He's in I Care a Lot, and so on and so forth.
I really like Green Room, but it's the only movie I can think of that makes me wildly uncomfortable watching it.
Oh, I've only watched it twice in my entire.
There's something about the violence in that movie that is like, really uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, it's not fun.
It's not.
I have a hard time watching it because God, I can't remember his name. The star of the movie.
Anton
Yelchin. Yeah, Anton Yelchin. Like, he's somebody I really fucking liked as an actor. Like, everything I'd seen him in, I was like, wow, like you've got a lot of potential and a lot of future ahead of you. And then he gets fucking crushed by a car. Yeah. Like, that just bums me out to no end.
It's hard.
The manner in which he died makes it all the worse because like, what a fucking miserable way to go.
Yeah,
it's not a good time.
No, fucking all. Crushed by a Jeep Cherokee. Like, give me a fucking break.
Like, I watched the movie Odd Thomas. Forgetting that he's the star of it somehow. And when he showed up, I was like, I might cry in the first 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, I never got around to watching that. How was that?
It's actually really fun. It's a Stephen Sommers. And
Okay.
it's a Stephen Sommers ass movie. So yeah, it's pretty good. There aren't a lot of adaptions of Kuntz material, so
well, there was that one movie that had one of the Coreys in it. I think it was Tame, whichever one is dead. The dead Corey.
Haim. Yeah, Haim.
Okay, it was Haim. All right. Yeah, and it was about him and his dog, which you find out later was like part of some sort of genetic experimentation thing, and then there's some sort of monster that's tracking it. I want to say it's The Witcher or something like that. I'll look it up.
The Witcher?
Yes, The Witcher. Yes, he plays Jerry the Witcher. Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, old Jerry.
Right. Yeah, Jerry the Witcher was killed at the beginning of that one episode with the girl that came back that was possessed by some sort of demon. That was Jerry, the guy who gets killed immediately. He gets jobbed out.
Yeah, the name of the movie is Watchers. Oh, it also has Michael Ironside in it. Yeah, it's from 1988, so it's old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins is got a Star Wars movie coming out.
Yes.
Oh wow, we're really doing this, aren't we? Okay.
Does she though?
Well, I brought it up because I want to say one thing about it, and I want to say, holy shit, do not let Patty Jenkins have creative control over this movie.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see what this movie will be. Based off of how 84 has aged poorly, I would say.
It
has
milk.
not held up. It's only gotten worse as certain things have happened related to the star of the film, and her nationality. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how this will work. This story stood out to me looking at it because I actually know of that writer. I used to listen to a podcast he was a co-host of for like nearly 7 years. So I know his like personality fairly well, or at least his on-air personality. He's a funny individual. He's written a couple movies. He wrote that Dylan O'Brien movie that came out last summer, Love and Monsters.
Okay.
Yeah, which I got around to seeing pretty recently. It's actually not bad. It's pretty good, pretty solid. So he's a solid writer. It just stood out to me. I've heard this guy make dick jokes. Many hours of dick jokes, among many other things. That's why the story is on here. But he's a competent writer. I think so. I'm very interested to see how this will go. A Star Wars movie from Patty Jenkins. We'll see how that works out. Movies with Rogue in the title that are Star Wars are pretty high on my tier list. So who knows? This could be great. Could be awesome.
This is also counterpoint. This is the guy who wrote the Dora the Explorer movie. So
okay, so here's the thing.
He's overqualified.
Dora the Explorer movie.
He's overqualified.
The Dora the Explorer movie is far better than you would ever expect a Dora the Explorer movie to be.
Yeah, I've heard that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like when going into a Dora the Explorer movie, you would expect it to be. I think the words are liquid trash. Sopping wet trash, and it's like kind of charming and funny. Fucking the guy from Sicario, whose name I'm forgetting for some reason, he does a fantastic job of playing Swiper.
Oh, Benicio del Toro? You forgot Benicio del Toro's name?
Benicio del Toro plays fucking Swiper.
Okay, that's actually pretty great.
And it's perfect casting. It's absolutely delightful.
Doesn't Danny Trejo do a voice in that movie as well?
Yes, he plays Boots.
What?
Danny Trejo plays Boots. There's a dream sequence with Boots where they all take like mushrooms and they talk to Boots, and it's like it's accurate to the cartoon and everything.
What the fuck is this movie?
Dora the Explorer is one of those movies that like kids will be talking about when they're like 15, and they'll be like, who let us watch this movie? Like, that's the Spy Kids for the generation that is growing up right now.
Oh my god.
Like, that's the weird little movie that somebody got to make that kids are gonna grow up on and be like, what the fuck was that? Like, that's what the Dora the Explorer movie is. So like, yeah, could be something. It could be interesting. I'm very curious to see how this works out. Your better counterpoint, Hunter, would have been the movie Monster Trucks, which is
that movie's amazing.
That's
amazing. God, I forgot all the one with Havoc.
Yes, which actually I guess it's not terrible, but it was a really dumb title and not a great trailer
Best
from
film.
what I could see.
Honestly, it's the greatest film ever made. Let's be real.
Kill me.
We'll terminate you like someone maybe terminated the Halo showrunners after the first season.
Okay, I have no faith. I have no fucking faith in this thing at all.
No.
Okay, better question. Who the fuck wants this?
Well,
nobody wants this.
Here's
Microsoft
the thing.
doesn't want this.
I think there could be a really good Halo TV show. I just don't think you could have Master Chief in it at all, or any of them. It's got to be like.
There will never be a good Halo adaptation. There
will never.
For this. There won't ever be a good Halo adaptation.
The best.
There's context. Microsoft as a company.
Yes.
When they hired Peter Jackson to produce Halo back in the 2000s, they came to the conclusion that Halo was the thing that would sell the movie.
And it is,
not
honestly.
Peter Jackson. No, but they were like, yeah, your name doesn't matter. Peter Jackson's name, in their opinion, did not matter.
That is
Peter Jackson.
This is where you're correct.
The director of the 3 Lord of the Rings films.
Lord of the Kings.
Lord of the Kings.
The boss of the bosses.
A director who made a trilogy that I believe at the time was the most profitable trilogy of all time. Not adjusting for inflation. A huge star at that point with no blemishes on his career, because this is pre-King Kong. So this is, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, Peter Jackson. Okay? And they were like,
and seeing the animatics for what they had planned to do, like just where they had animated some of the storyboards, it's like, that is a Halo movie. Like, that is 100% what a Halo movie that I would be interested in would look like. Yeah. And Microsoft is just like, meh, fuck it. No.
If you either have to be super faithful or just have to like make it a weird spin-off that has nothing to do with Master Chief. Like, that's the only two things you can do. And I have
or you just do Fall of Reach, which is to me is like, just do that. It's it's the game that is maybe the best. It's the one that I've actually played.
But that's the thing. Like, don't adapt a storyline that they've already covered in the video games.
Sure,
like,
fair enough.
I don't know how much of a rich history Halo has. I know there's a bunch of books that I'm never going to read in my entire life.
Oh, there's so much supplemental Halo material, Eric. It's not even funny.
Halo. I don't know if you know anything about the Halo fan base, but it's fucking huge. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
They love this shit.
Eric, did you watch the Brian Gilbert video where he read all of the Halo books?
I've read most of the Halo books. They're pretty good. I like those books.
Like, I am curious about, like, Because I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like when I play the Halo games, like the story that's happening right there is cool, but I don't care to know about Master Chef's background. Like I don't like. All right, so he's like this 18-foot tall, like killing machine. So he's basically a space marine. Okay, got it. Like
right.
that's all I need. Like I don't need to know that he was some little orphan kid that was experimented on or whatever bullshit story.
But it's so good though. It's so good. I don't know. I have the opinion like they just shouldn't do it. Like it's just it's a bad idea. It's just gonna at the end of the day, people are just gonna see Halo like, oh, remember that terrible Halo movie? Like, just don't do it. It's not.
Yeah,
it's a stupid idea.
Exactly. Like, yeah, and I feel like the fact that this showrunner left after a season,
man, I gotta know why.
So that was the point where I had about like 14 dudes lined up outside the porta potty, and we're recording.
They were just clawing at the door.
Yeah.
Hey everybody! If you heard silence or people talking, overlapping, or just weirdness, our stuff crashed. So we're back. What were we talking about? Halo.
Vector Man. Yeah, we're talking about Halo.
Yeah, talking about how the weapons in District 9 were basically Halo weapons.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, he used unused stuff from Halo in his next 3 movies. Like, yeah. And I'm sure there's stuff in Note Studio that is from Halo. Yeah.
You mean his second movie that was supposed to be about future Detroit that wasn't about future Detroit that was supposed to star Eminem?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Huh? Wait, it was Elysium. That's right. Elysium was supposed to be about Eminem originally.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Eminem, and it was supposed to be Detroit in the far future. That was something Eminem wanted, and I think they're both kind of on board, and the studios were like, "No,
that's hilarious. No. I really want that movie to exist."
That's better than the alternative, which was Eminem was busy watching his porn DVDs. Because Eminem still watches porn DVDs.
Wait, hold on. What? What the fuck? Hold on. Where are you getting this?
He has an entire closet in his house that is porn DVDs.
How do you know this?
Because
he showed me.
He did like a Cribs. I think he did like an episode of Cribs, and you see he has a closet of DVDs, and he talks about them proudly.
That was when he was probably being edgelord, like Slim Shady bullshit.
The point is, still kind of edgelord. As far as we know, he never upgraded from those DVDs.
There's no way to tell.
Something that kind of goes in a sticky hand with this is that he apparently has a pretty prolific comic book collection.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
Nerd.
Yeah. I've heard rumblings here and there that like he actually has some ridiculous key issues in like pristine condition, like early stuff. So, but I mean, I guess when you're probably the most well-paid rapper that ever existed outside of Kanye, he's he can do things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Yeah.
I hope he makes a bad Trump rap.
I can't wait to not watch the Halo show because I'm not signing up for Halo for Paramount.
For Halo?
I ain't signing up for Halo Plus.
I'm not watching the Paramount movie because I'm not signing up for Halo Plus. Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on.
Well, yeah, yes.
I'll watch.
Also, I'm never watching another one of their Star Trek shows. I'm just gonna buy the seasons of Discovery when they come out because. No thanks. I don't need it. I'm never watching Picard again. So
I will watch the Halo show when it comes out on Tubi.
When it eventually comes to Netflix?
When it debuts on Tubi, you mean?
No. Only Tubi. I don't watch Netflix. I only watch Tubi.
So you're saying that you have seen the show starring Luke Cage as his character from Halo 4?
I can never confirm nor deny I have seen that show.
Please defer all inquiries to my lawyer.
Yes.
I just realized something that when whoa, excuse me.
Whoa.
Sneezes. I just realized something, that this Halo show, when it does finally come out, it will probably be on Game Pass Ultimate for free for people who have it.
Yep. More than likely.
Yeah.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, probably. They'll do a cross promotion with Paramount, and yeah, that would be the smartest thing that they've done in regards to this. So, yeah.
Yeah, or they'll just cancel it before it even comes out.
Yeah, that'll probably happen too.
I would love to see them just shelf a whole season of a Halo show. I would laugh until I died.
I mean, they canceled a Halo show produced by Steven Spielberg. So, anything is possible.
I'm just imagining Phil Spencer on stage somewhere going, "We have canceled the Halo 4 TV show because we hate you."
It's him holding a flash drive. He's like, "This is the only existing copy," and he snaps it in half.
I'm going to drop kick it across the stage now. He just beats the shit for 10 minutes.
The future of Xbox is now brighter.
Run Halo.
The future of Xbox has never been brighter.
He takes off his shirt and just elbow drops it.
Yeah. He just opens a pit of lava in front of him. And
he's just got an ornate Xbox logo on his back.
And then he flicks off the audience and backflips out the room.
Yeah. Exactly.
Special ops? What is this?
I'm going to go read all my manga now. I am Phil Spencer.
Actually, the Halo thing works really well, because wasn't David Fincher originally supposed to be involved with something from Halo?
Probably. There's like 18,000 people who were supposed to make this show.
Good point.
I feel like everybody has worked on a Halo at some point. We've all worked on a Halo. We just don't know it. Yeah.
Oh, kind of like how we were all in Dune as well. Okay,
exactly.
Cool. Well, to our knowledge, we're all still in Dune. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, actually, speaking of Dune, I wanted to bring that up. Like, I haven't seen anything recently, but I feel like there was some scuttlebutt that it might not actually show up on HBO Max.
So there was an update there. Basically, they're not planning on it. They don't think that it's going to happen. They think that they're going to go theatrically only. If the Delta strain fucking wild and everybody has it in like August, I think plans might change and they might go back to that strategy. We'll see. But my understanding is that they are planning to go with a full theatrical release, no HBO Max.
Well, it was great that they're going to get one half of that 2-part movie out into theaters. Awesome. Wonderful.
I know we've been going back and forth about this. I think they will at least complete the first movie. They're the first story. When it gets into other stuff.
Oh no.
When you get into God Emperor and that territory, it's like no, that's not happening. They're not doing that. They won't even touch Leto 2. I could see them maybe like adapting the first half of the second Dune book and then giving up. I don't think they go any farther.
Oh no, it's not that it's too hard. It would be hard to translate it to screen that the general audience would actually enjoy it.
Yes.
But I mean, like, do you know some of the weirdness that happens in the Dune books, Connor?
No, because like my exposure to Dune is limited to the movie. I pretty much grew up knowing it as a movie and then discovered the books later and just kind of never took the dive because it looks all very intimidating.
Okay, well, Duncan Idaho comes back as kind of a robotic zombie. I mean, that's minimalizing it a little bit.
Right.
Shit, what's his name? The son of the main character, Paul. Paul's one son, Leto, he ends up covering himself with the sandworm infants that form an armor around him and make him superhuman. Yeah, there's some real weird things that happen. He also basically becomes a giant sentient sandworm.
Oh my god!
What the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah, no,
Dune, man.
Yeah, Dune
worms
goes weird,
to me.
Crazy places.
Yeah.
The first book is meant to be like a trick. Like you think you're getting classic hero's journey, and at the end it's like fuck you.
Well, it kind of like the first book still
bit.
ends in a relatively normal way. It's like the second one starts off like, oh, it's the story of his kids and where's Paul, and then it just goes off the fucking rails from there.
Yes,
not off the rails. It's well done, but it's like, whoa, you're into some stuff, Herbert. Okay,
yeah. The sequels are deconstructionist. They're very much like, to put it bluntly, the direction that The Last Jedi sets up, the two books go that direction and then some.
Yeah,
interesting.
Like they go really crazy, weird directions that you would. I don't think, and this is where I like really agree with Eric. I don't think we'll ever see any of that. Not on a film. This is why I've always thought Dune should be a television series, because it's perfect material for TV, and they could still make that decision. They could still make the decision after the first movie comes out to go in the TV direction.
Yeah. And it could work really well on HBO, and they could probably
Max
maintain
original Children of
I think it would be perfect there. Yeah.
And they could maintain the cast they have too if they really wanted to.
They should make a Dune cross Halo crossover.
Yes.
No,
that would be great.
Dune should cross over with 21 Jump Street is what you want to do.
Yes, and Halo will be there.
That will guarantee that nothing ever happens in that franchise ever again.
I was just gonna say when Master Chief gets covered in the young of the flood to form a super armor.
Yeah. I got
They're
you.
gonna say baby Spartans. They were all gonna attach themselves.
Just a bunch of tiny versions of him. Yeah, they just make a bigger version.
They got little helmets.
Yeah, it's. I'm having a vision. I can't remember what video game it is, but where you fight a boss that's essentially just a bunch of smaller versions of him that make a gigantic.
Is that the Matrix? Is that the Matrix 3 game?
Yes,
it is. You fight a giant kaiju smith made of smaller smiths.
That's incredibly dumb. I love it.
Oh, dude, the ending of that game is wildly different from the fucking movie. Like the game gives it like an actual like action scene climax.
And there's like a disclaimer from the Wachowskis where they're like, we know it's not the same, but we wanted you to have a different experience in the game. We thought it would be boring if it was the same. They don't use the words DBZ fight, but I'll use the words DBZ fight. We thought that would be boring, so we decided to make it something different.
If looking back now, it's funny that one of the they look like Atari or in television level graphics. The representations of the Wachowskis. One of them is black, the other one is pink. And that was long before we'd even discovered that the first of the Wachowski sisters was actually going to start transitioning into a woman.
Interesting.
So I think they were starting to maybe be like, okay, well, here's something very subtle. I mean, I know you shouldn't base gender on color and whatnot, but something like that, it's kind of like,
What are you thinking, Eric?
Okay.
You can't say that.
Did any of you? Did any of you ever play?
I think at least one of them knew at the end.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Although it seems weird to me that they would choose to transition into something that can't fight the Great Jaggers.
Yeah.
Or a giant Smiths.
Or go to space.
Exactly.
Really.
Have any of you played the Enter the Matrix game for PS2?
Yes, I have.
The one that was supposed to be a companion piece to the
yes, and
the second film.
It is
garbage,
unmitigated dog shit. I can't.
It's so bad.
That game is.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I beat it like 4 times.
I mean, is the rave sequence in the game at any point?
No. Yes. No, it is.
It is.
You fight a werewolf and a Dracula there. I think. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm talking about the caves where they're all like dancing and fucking.
No. I'm thinking of the nightclub. So there's a nightclub sequence where you fight Draculas.
That checks out.
It's so dumb. I love it.
Also, that game comes the mechanic with the agents come in, and when the agents came in, it just encouraged you to run. But there were these the physics in that game are fucking bizarre. And there was these weird throw moves you could do. And if an agent cornered you on a vertical anything, you could just grab his ass and throw him off a fucking building, and he never comes back.
I'm thinking of Path of Neo. That's what I'm thinking of. No, Enter the Matrix is the one with Ghost, right?
Yeah, and Niobe. Yeah, the one that actually had like actual video.
Yeah. Monica Bellucci shows up in the fucking video game.
Yeah.
As does the Merovingian and the ghosts and a couple other people.
Paycheck is a paycheck is a paycheck.
Hell yeah.
No, Path of Neo actually isn't bad.
It's fun.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, it let you live out all the best parts of the movie.
Never touched it or Matrix Online, where Morpheus died.
Well, apparently that shit's canon.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, which is going to make Matrix 4 real weird.
Yeah.
I got better.
I took the red pill. I'm based. Anyways. Do we want to wrap up?
Yeah, I think we're just kind of spiraling wildly.
We have another sillies.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matrix.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For ruining the whole show.
I mean, since we've done most of the news, I do want to point out I'm excited for this next Brandon Cronenberg thing. I don't need to say more than that. Like, fucking, yeah, that other movie where the one girl kills people by taking over their bodies was dope. So
what's it called?
Possessor?
Yeah, Possessor.
Yeah,
Possessor was dope. So
Possessor's like a strong cup of coffee.
Is that on Shudder? Because it's something I've been meaning to check out.
It is on somewhere. I can't fucking. I think it's on Hulu. That's what my brain is telling me.
Yes, it is. I was because I watched it fairly recently. Also, I like Antiviral a lot. I think Antiviral is super interesting. So,
yeah, I should probably watch that. I would suggest renting the unrated cut of Possessor. You get 50% more Sean Bean abuse. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the cost of admission. Also,
but I don't want to spend money.
Oh wait, I think it's on sale. I think I'm seeing that it's like $199,
$5.99 to buy it, and $199.
Wow.
Okay, I might fucking buy this right fucking now. If it's
what a steal! What a great price.
Real quick, speaking of movies that I bought for, actually it was $4.99, hoping they were going to be better, and just only made it 20 minutes into, was the House with the Clock in Its Walls. The Eli Roth directed, like.
Oh yeah.
You didn't dig that one?
There was something about Jack Black in it that just it looks like, my wife pointed it out and she was spot on. Like, he looks like he's having a terrible time in the movie.
He probably was.
He doesn't look like he's enjoying himself in the character he's in, and I couldn't get that out of my head for like the 10 minutes after my wife said that. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not feeling this.
Let's put ourselves in his shoes, and he had to hang out with Eli Roth like a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's just that. I like the next interview he did when he didn't have like anything to promote. He announced he was retiring from acting. So
Eli Roth killed Jack Black's career, is what you're saying.
Nah, I don't think that's the case. I don't think.
No, I think
who kind of likes that movie, but like, I don't know if that's why.
Well, no, I've heard from a lot of, like, not a lot of people, but a few people that I trust that, like, it was fun, like, and seeing Steven Spielberg saying, like, no, you're doing a good job, you're scaring the shit out of kids, and like, I'm watching it and I'm expecting something to be like, oh wow, seems wildly inappropriate, and maybe there is something like further into the movie, but by 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, I was like,
I do remember seeing a scene where pumpkins are like attacking them. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, you need to dig a little bit deeper. It gets pretty creepy. It's actually, telling you back to a story that I didn't include in the rundown. It's from the writer of the first 5 seasons of Supernatural when that show was good.
Oh.
And he includes a lot of creepy shit. And he ties it into one of the villains from Supernatural shows up, like directly as intended to be the same character.
What?
Yeah. Because apparently the book is a big inspiration on Supernatural, and it's why he chose the main villain of the first 2 seasons.
Isn't fucking Dale Cooper in that movie?
Yeah, he's in it as like a undead magician. Yeah.
Wow,
he's
I
really
definitely
creepy.
didn't get that far. Okay.
Yeah,
I trust it. It's Amblin Entertainment,
Kale.
and it's it's
Kale.
Eli Roth, whatever. Like I mean, I own it now, so I'll watch it at some point. I couldn't get into it at the time. I don't know. It just wasn't doing anything for me.
I watched it on like one of my double feature nights. I feel like I watched it the same night I watched Bad Possessor, El Royale.
Okay, that's an interesting combination.
Yeah, and in the screening that I was seeing, they showed Thriller right before, because it was Halloween time, and for some reason they wanted to show a remixed version of Thriller, like with new audio and stuff, and that was interesting.
Sure.
Because the new stuff about Michael Jackson being a creep had come out by this point. I was like, all right, this is a choice you've all made and that you're sticking to. Cool, I guess. I'm just gonna watch this and feel very guilty, and still be impressed that Michael dances as well as he does while being creeped out. But yeah, that was a fun night.
Power of small boys' buttholes. Something else I wanted to add real quick that I forgot to mention for news was the trailer for The Harder They Fall came out recently, and that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Did anybody else? I mean, I know you did, Arlen, but did any of you guys see it?
No idea what you're talking about.
It's the cowboy film with Idris Elba.
And, say no more.
Izza brought the story to us when it was originally announced.
I remember now. Yes.
Yeah. So if you can find the trailer, it looks rad. Regina King, Idris Elba.
This popped in my feed recently. Okay, I know you're talking.
The guy who's in fuck. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Why can I? He was in Atlanta. He was also in Sorry to Bother You. Yeah.
It's got
everything. I can't remember his name.
It looks rad. Lindo is in there. Like
that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Delroy Lindo. Yeah. Yeah, it looks rad. So yeah, everybody go out and watch that trailer and watch the movie.
Leo, I have to fucking disagree. The second part of your sentence, cool. The first part, the final purge looks like dog shit. It looks like some major TV shit. It doesn't look very good, but I mean, I don't have a dog, you dummy. I'm yelling at.
I wasn't even looking at that. I was like, "What's he talking about?"
I'm yelling at a screen.
Okay, on the final purge thing, I watched that trailer on one of my 4 times back in theaters. I wasn't unimpressed by that trailer. I do agree with the whole like, yeah, it's cool that there's some people who aren't white in it. Pretty good things. No, that's not how this show works.
Don't hold your entertainment to any standards.
I just don't care about The Purge as a concept. I've never cared about those movies. They've never been my thing. I'm happy for the actors who were in that movie, though. That's good for them. Glad
we got more Purge than we ever wanted. Like within, I don't know, a few years.
Yeah.
So they like front loaded this like kind of okay, like this cool concept that came with a really shitty movie. And they're like, "Oh, you guys like it? Oh, here's more and more and more."
This is why I love Leo. Neither did I, but bias. Great, I love it.
The furthest I've gotten with the Purge trailer was while it's showing up before YouTube video plays, and it gets to the point where it says like, "This is the final Purge," and then I get to skip the video, and that is all the more I've seen of the trailer at this point, and that's all the more I'm going to watch of the trailer at this point.
Yeah. So the final Purge would have been like interesting before the movie was like real. Before we like lived the final Purge 6 months ago. But after we did kind of live the final Purge for like a minute there, I have no interest whatsoever.
I will say that Purge, the second one with Frank Grillo, is a pretty good revenge movie, actually.
Yeah.
And like, if that character wasn't there, it would certainly drag the movie down. But like, that arc kind of like elevates the whole story, because those movies are bleak as shit and just aggressively mean, and it gives you the right kind of ending, which, and I kind of admire it for it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Those movies are for somebody, and I'm happy for that. Somebody who really
not for me. I think they're trash, honestly.
Like, I've never seen any of them, so I don't really have an opinion.
I really just do not like these movies.
I have seen the first one, and
yikes,
it's the only one worth watching, I guess. Kind of. I like that I kind of like what they do with it, but like, it was still a waste of time to me personally.
I like Ethan Hawke, but I've still never liked him enough to give that movie a try.
It's also low key quite bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very boring.
It's a movie with like some good performances and like a good premise, but like, it never reaches its full potential of what it could be. And like, I have a real problem with the fact that all those Purge movies just immediately jump to murder.
No one's ever like knocking a bank over, or no one's ever doing anything that's like high end, like profitable crime. Everyone's just like, no, Halloween masks and machetes.
Yeah,
I'm just going to Wegmans and stealing all the beer.
Exactly. Like, no one's ever like, I'm going to go take all the beer. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm stealing an Xbox Series X immediately. That's what I'm doing.
I am stealing a PS5 right away.
See, the problem with this conversation is that we'd go out and do this thing, but then the murder people would show up and we'd be dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not me. I'm built different though.
How many murder people would there actually be? This is my problem. Like, the number of people who are just waiting for the right opportunity to be serial killers isn't that high.
Seemingly everybody you know.
I'm sorry. I'd like to point out January 6th to you.
No, they're not serial killers. They're idiots.
No, those are just morons. Those are just
some of them are serial killers. Let's be real. But the majority of them are idiots.
Right. Like, also, like in the Purge universe, it's everyone becomes a serial killer the moment the Purge happens.
They all get their like pro wrestling-esque persona immediately. They have matching gear. They all have themed outfits.
There's a man in the first Purge named Skeletor. I mean,
I want to kill you. My thing is, like, and just from a very brief like psychological viewpoint, if people were conditioned to know that they have this one night a year that they could do whatever they want, I think they could probably remove themselves from themselves and commit atrocities and then be like, man, that was great, I got it all out. Like, that's I could see, based on just how bad this fucking country is at times, I could see that happening realistically. So I don't disagree necessarily with the idea that, oh, well, there's all these murderers out there. I think there's a lot of mentally unhinged people, whether they realize it or not. And if they had been conditioned from an early age to be told, you can do whatever you want on this one night a year, they'd be like, well, I've never killed somebody. I'm going to see what that's like.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, yeah. I don't disagree. I just think it would be more than murder. Like, I think people would go all over the place.
Oh no, there would be terrible atrocities.
Like, it would be all around. It would not just be one specific. It wouldn't just be like a truck driver pulls over and picks you up and immediately turns serial killer on you. Like, I feel like that's what the Purge movie depict. Right, like
all right, boys.
Any random person is immediately capable of murder. That's the part that I take issue with.
And realistically, all I would be doing before, like a month or two before the Purge happens, is buying plywood and 5 years worth of Snickers and blocking off every entrance to my house.
Just the idea of you, it's just unwrapping a Snickers. Well, people are just outside.
Huddle, just not moving.
Yep. All lights off.
Waiting this
all
bullshit out. You just don't sleep.
Yep. That's
my watch has begun.
Is the implication that you think eating Snickers is illegal?
No, the implication is it's just always been my favorite go-to answer when it's like, oh, well, nuclear war is coming. All right, well, I'm digging a hole and getting 5 years worth of Snickers.
Finally, the day has arrived where I can steal a Snickers bar.
Exactly. The most the most forbidden of treats. Yeah.
I can't believe Trump outlawed Snickers bars.
They tweeted about him once.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, back on the topic of Possessor, Eric was correct. It is $5.99 to buy on Apple and Amazon. So y'all buy Possessor. That movie's great.
Don't buy it. Don't
do it.
Don't buy it.
Leon, how dare you slander my Dark Hado and my presence? Street Fighter stuff. There you go.
KO, we must defeat Heihachi.
He exists in this universe now, Kale.
Truly, for you to understand my movies, you must defeat Shenlong.
Die 1,000 deaths. Oh my
Go
God!
home and be a family man.
I must descend into the untempered schism.
Tiger
knee.
All right. We should probably wrap this up.
Hadouken.
I mean, this is what the people want, so let's give them what they want.
I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that one move's name that I can never pronounce.
Oh, with the hurricane kick?
Yeah, I can't do it. It's too much.
Yes.
Leo's crying from laughter, it seems, or we just made fun of Street Fighter and he's very hurt. I don't have any plugs yet. I just got all my new audio area stuff all ordered and set up, so I'll be back pretty soon. I have no idea what I'm coming back for, so yeah, just stay tuned for that. Other than that, I got nothing.
Sorry.
It's like, soon, get out of here. It's my moment.
Coming soon. We're talking some Soderbergh. So as I already hinted, we're talking about Traffic and Out of Sight, which I just realized I have not watched yet. So look forward to that. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be a good episode. Should be out sometime tomorrow.
Listen to Comic Club every Sunday. Me and Frank just recorded an episode about console exclusivity that I think came out really good. So yeah, that'll be posting tomorrow at 11. And yeah, I got nothing else really.
I'm gonna feel check. Oh, go ahead.
This motherfucker spends years. Don't follow me on social media. I have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's almost like Hunter's been replaced by somebody.
By a giant penguin. I'm Eric Voracek. You can find me at Eric_Fedor on Instagram. There's pictures of dogs and food, cats and comics. I'm floating around the Phantom Zone, doing Phantom Zone things. I'd also like to point out two things. One is, if you'd like to follow me on my alt account on Instagram, it's Young YUNG_Kame KAME, and you can send me pictures of YIF parties and tell me about how Moon Knight's terrible, and we can argue about Dune, a book I've read many, many times and understand all of the intricacies of.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to bring up is when I was making Blue Velvet, I learned about the instant prison murder, otherwise known as the Shungoku Satsu. It's also known as the Raging Demon. That's it.
Die 1,000 deaths.
I guess with that, everybody, bye.
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 Don't forget to drop your son into a volcano.
The wrong series.
Electric
it's the same series now if you play Tekken 7.
Electric God Windfist.